Hi, Taurus. I'm Ronique, and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your August 2024 career tarot reading. This is where we're going to look at your finances, your job, your career. Where is it that you want to elevate yourself in your career, or possibly you're trying to get out of a career and hop into a new one, or maybe you are trying to gain more clients, or maybe you are trying to have a better feel of what the market is for you to change. This is a really good way for you to take a look at the astrological energies of the month of August and see how they can help you. Now, I will tell you, Taurus, if you have not already looked at those August money readings as well as those August general tarot readings, I will leave a link below. Those will help you navigate as well, in addition to these career readings. So this is a big month, Taurus. I've been telling you all this for a little while. I think August is the month that is changing the energy for the rest of 2024. So really dive deep, because this is going to be a month that a lot of energy shifts out in the collective as well as yourself. We have an Aquarius full moon, a Leo new moon. We have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Virgo and Leo, as well as huge moves in the sky amongst the malefics and benefic planets of Mars, of Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury and Venus. So everyone is having a show this month. So take a look at the description box below. Let's go week by week. So you start off the month with the World card in the reverse, Major Arcana, as well as the Tower card, Major Arcana. My goodness, Taurus, what a way to be starting off the month. Second week, you have the Nine of Swords in the upright, as well as the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Third week of August finds you with the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy here, Major Arcana, as well as the Three of Swords, some healing going on by that third week of the month. And the last week finds you with the Seven of Cups in the reverse. And lastly, the Ten of Cups. So glad to see that Ten of Cups at the end of the month. You do start off with a tumultuous beginning to August. So nice to see that Ten of Cups at the end of the month. Now let's go ahead and ask Spirit to send you a card representing the energy that you were dealing with in July. Spirit, if you can send Tauruses a card representing the energy they bring into the month of August. And you have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is that energy of that feminine energy that is strong and able to make clear decisions, decisive decisions without having to even think about it, okay? I do think that during the month of July, there could have been someone around you who had this mentality, or this could have been you, but this also could have been a boss who maybe made some decisions without even blinking an eye. Maybe this affected you and your department, or possibly this was a client who cut you off, or you had to cut someone else off. This is the energy you do bring into the month of August. And the Queen of Swords is a really good card if you are having problems being decisive. But I will tell you, the Queen of Swords can also be extremely cold if you're not careful. So just make sure that whatever energy you are, possessing during this month of August, just keep that in mind as you bring in that Queen of Sword energy. Spirit, can you send Taurus a card representing a oracle message? Overarching theme for the month of August. And you have material and spiritual prosperity. So glad to see this for you, Taurus, especially because this is your career reading that is speaking to where is it in your career or your job that possibly you are not happy and you are trying to find this material and spiritual prosperity. So I will say that during this month, there's going to be some type of abundant news that comes to you. I do think that you're going to have to go through a little bit of turmoil to get to that news, but I do think there is some material and spiritual prosperity on the way for you. There could also be someone who comes in this month that brings the news and it's disguised as bad news, but it actually actually turns into something very prosperous for you in the future. So keep an eye out for that. I do think that this is definitely going to be a month, especially as we round the end of August and into the next month of September, when Uranus turns retrograde in your sign. So keep an eye out for that, Taurus. And even if this doesn't materialize in the month of August, do know it's on the way in September. So let's take a look at your cards as a whole. So one thing I think that is already very interesting, Taurus, is that you are starting off the month with this very tumultuous energy of the Tower, the World card, both signifying some type of realization that you need to maybe get out of something, or some news comes out that you question whether you are working at the right place or with the right people. You could be worried about this the second week of the month, and by the time you get to the third week, this is when you're like healing from that fallout. You're finding some type of balance, and some type of news comes in around the end of the month that's going to spin you into a different journey. And it feels like there was a lot of options on the table before, but now you're feeling really confident as you move into the month of September, especially with your family and your home life. So that's really good to see. So let's go week by week, Taurus, and see what other messages Spirit has for you. So you start off the month with Venus and Leo squaring Uranus and Taurus on the 2nd. During that time, there is a Leo new moon as well on the 4th. During that first week of the month, you could have had some type of communication with someone that spun you in a different direction in terms of how you think about your job, how you think about your money and your career. I do think that some of you are concerned that you thought that there was going to be an ending. Maybe you were considering leaving a job. And I do think that there is something that comes out around an announcement at your job, or possibly this is someone in your inner circle that you're affected by. But some type of news from a higher up could come during that first week. And then Mercury retrograde begins in Virgo on the 5th. So this information could come out, but then all the details aren't necessarily out there yet for everyone to hear, because Mercury is retrograde. So by the time you move to that second week of the month, this is where you have the 9 of Swords and the Ace of Swords. And this is when we have on the 14th, Mars conjunct Jupiter in Gemini. Mercury then will retrograde back into Leo also on the 14th. And then on the 16th, Mars in Gemini squares Saturn in Pisces. During this time, literally 2 days later, Mercury in Leo squares Uranus in Taurus. I do think during this time, this is you all really having some kind of communication that doesn't go the way you were thinking, or you are so worried about what is going to happen that you don't see the blessings coming in. And I feel like that Ace of Swords is like, there's some kind of clarity that you're missing. There's something here for you that you have to unpack. And it feels like that Mercury in Leo square Uranus in Taurus on the 18th is telling you, just be patient. There's something more here. You just don't see it yet. And I do think that that's really important to note, Taurus, because you do have this material and spiritual prosperity overall message, but it's like all your cards so far are like heavy and like worriment and like big news coming out. So I do think that that's going to be your challenge this month, is finding those hidden gems. Now, by the time we get to that third week of the month, I am calling this the most stressful week of August. The August 19th is when we do have an Aquarius full moon. Taurus, I will tell you, all the fixed signs will feel this, okay? Aquarius, you, Scorpio, and who am I leaving out? Leo. Of course, Leo. So I do think that this month, especially around the 19th, you need to have some type of temperance, being able to balance your work life, your home life. I do feel like the healing, though, does begin. The 19th also brings Jupiter in Gemini, squaring Saturn in Pisces. We also have Jupiter in Gemini squaring Saturn in Pisces. We have Venus in Virgo squaring Mars in Gemini on the 22nd. And then the sun enters Virgo also on the 22nd. So big moves in the sky during this time. Watch your feelings. Watch who is coming around you, because I do think that someone is lending you some type of opportunity for balance here at work, or possibly talking to you about opportunities to make your life better at work. And I do think that by time you end the month, Taurus, when we have this 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups, emotional healing feels like it's really picking up by time Mercury is moving direct here on the 28th. Venus enters Leo on the 29th. And then right out the gate in September, the first day of September, Uranus retrograde begins in your sign. I will tell you, this is going to be bringing big moves to you in your finances, in your career. And I do think it's going to be something that affects your family. I think you were on the fence before about maybe which direction to take, and your family helps you get to a better place with this, which is really nice to see, because once Uranus retrogrades, you're going to go back over some of these themes again. And I think that's when you're going to get the clarity about your job, your career, the people that you're surrounding yourself with. I do think this material and spiritual prosperity is on the way, but I think it's going to take some time to get all of this fallout over with and being able to move past it before you're actually going to see it. But overall, it looks like a really interesting month for you, Taurus. Let me know, what are you looking forward to in this month? Drop me a comment below. I make sure and respond to all of the comments. I appreciate you, and have a great August.